Hello, everyone. Last year, I was working for Crunch Fitness, and I had an incident with a student that left me laughing and was the reason for posting my blog entitled How to Take a Punch. And I wanted to put it into video format so that more of my subscribers, students, and clients can gain some insight from it. Dear students and clients, I'm pretty candid, to put it mildly. My techniques and manners are not for everyone, and that's a fact. I bring a lot of concepts to the table that most people aren't ready to absorb or even comprehend. I educate some of you, I entertain most of you, and I discourage many of you, but to those that do resonate with me, you have experienced some incredible changes in your lives under your own power. You've realized a simple yet tough truth. You are responsible for the way you feel, the thoughts you think, the emotions you have, and the life you live. New attendees in my classes aren't always prepared to get the bucket of cold water over their heads. People expect certain behaviors from fitness instructors that I don't always adhere to. That is where I shine, in the realm of the unexpected. I provoke emotion and encourage thought. I teach clarity through awareness. And if you're in the vicinity of wanting to guide your own destiny, I provide the tools, the framework, and the skills necessary to do so. If, however, you're incapable of living your life deliberately or taking responsibility for your own feelings and thoughts, my methods and words seem sharp, callous, and are indeed a punch to the face. I've had students never return, complain to gym owners, even walk out mid-class. Sometimes I've let them go, but other times, during inspired moments, I've halted their exit. And you know what has come of that? Enlightenment. In that moment, they become aware. They realize that they are only running away from themselves. And from that, there is nowhere to hide. Those students have thanked me, and I've thanked them right back for being present enough to guide their own destiny during a moment of clarity. Here's a quote from Wallace D. Wattles. It is a tremendous fact that all you need is already within you. That is why I love the Cobra Kai series, which is now enjoying its second season on YouTube. It's an eye-opener from the antagonist's perspective. I wasn't expecting it to be so entertaining and educational, but I found the character, Johnny Lawrence's methods, most refreshing. He plays an unapologetic sensei teaching what he knows best, survival through tough, hard lessons. He educates his students with the wisdom that the world will not change for you, but instead you need to flip the script in order to prompt change. He's often insulting, sometimes overbearing, and very concise. He encourages focus, confidence, and self-discipline. Here's a quote from him in one of the episodes. Raise your hand if you've never been punched in the face. All your lives you've been avoiding fights, so you don't break your nose or lose a tooth, this concussion nonsense. So there's only one solution, and that is, before you leave this dojo, each and every one of you is going to take a punch very hard to the face. In my younger days, I too trained in martial arts dojos across Long Island. I see some similarities between his and my teaching styles. Though I'm not sending children home in tears, I'm sending students home with fresh awareness. Some will be aware that my class is not for them. Others will be aware that they need to flip the script if they want to change their lives. Students realize that they shouldn't take themselves too seriously. Others take themselves so seriously that they never come back. I don't practice being everything to everyone that walks in the classroom. I don't teach how to be everything to everyone in your life. We cannot possibly do that. I teach responsibility to own your own feelings, own your own thoughts, and own your own life. There is no room for blame because blame puts others in power, and that is not what I teach. For many people, this is a hard concept to swallow. It is a punch to the face, especially to those who are not ready to quit the blame game. It's finger pointing time and everyone's invited. It's much easier to pass the buck and shift responsibility to someone or something else and then go on living your life. But you see, that isn't living life. That is living life by default. Living the blame game means you're allowing life to happen to you. You let others direct your life because you take no effort to guide it yourself. You let conditions dictate how you feel at any given moment and then blame the conditions for how you feel, good or bad. And that's exactly what happened in this situation where I got fired from Crunch, thankfully. Now let me explain this situation, which I do not outline in my blog. I was teaching my class unorthodox as usual. And some of the moves are very unorthodox. We do moves like rolling around on the floor, bear crawls without your mat, and working out without your shoes on. So it's 3 minutes before the end of class, and one of the new students that was new to that class decided she didn't like the move that I told everybody to do. And that's all right. Because during class, I teach everybody, hey, if you don't like the move, you can either wait or you can hang on a second and I'll give you a modification. Some people have knee problems, hip problems, or something just doesn't feel right for them. But instead, this lady chose to pipe up and say, I'm not doing that. And she did it so loudly that everybody had to look over at her. So of course, my response was, so don't do it. There's the door. It's 3 minutes till the end of class. She packed up her stuff and left. Fine. I got no problem with that. So how it unfolded was I got the phone call later, which I expected, and this lady described to one of the managers how embarrassed I made her. How embarrassed I made her? How embarrassed she made herself for having an outrageous response to a move that everybody else had no problem doing, with the exception of one person who politely asked for a modification, which I was about to give anyway. And this woman decided to play the blame game. And instead of actually changing herself, or taking that situation and reflecting on herself, she took it and decided to blame someone else for her own response. Not even a response, a reaction. So did she learn from that? I don't know. And you know what? I don't care. Because what I learned from that was I was ready to let go of that class. And I still meet students today. Actually, the other day, I met a student that said, hey, didn't you used to teach in Crunch? I loved your class. Yep, that was me. So in the end, I'm not here to pat your bottom and to tell you how special it is. I'm here to hold space for you to dictate the direction that your life goes. To own who you are, how you feel, and do so deliberately to address the flinching. Because the cold hard fact is, you create your own reality.
Did you just flinch, Virgin? Holy shit, we got a room full of flinchers.
Yes, sir!
That was not a question!